There is a secret hidden in plain sight, one that sages, mystics, and seekers across time have pursued with relentless devotion. They have abandoned their homes, wandered through deserts, meditated in the depths of silent caves, and peered beyond the veil of reality itself, all in search of one thing: enlightenment. But what if everything you've been told about enlightenment is wrong? What if it is not a state of blissful detachment, not an escape from suffering, not some distant reward reserved for the chosen few? What if enlightenment is something far more profound and far more unsettling? Tonight, we will unravel the greatest spiritual mystery of all time. We will pierce through the illusions, the myths, and the half-truths that have clouded our understanding. Because the path to true awakening is not what most people think. It is not a flight to the heavens, but a descent into the very essence of existence itself. In this journey, we will explore the forgotten wisdom of ancient traditions, decode the cryptic messages left by enlightened masters, and uncover what spiritual awakening truly entails. And by the end of this video, you may come to see that enlightenment is not an achievement. It is a revelation. Prepare yourself. What you are about to learn may change the way you see reality forever. For thousands of years, enlightenment has been a concept shrouded in mystery. Different cultures have given it different names. The Buddhists call it nirvana, the Hindus call it moksha, the Taoists speak of wu-wei, and the Gnostic sought divine illumination. Yet, across these traditions, one truth remains consistent. Enlightenment is not something you attain. It is something you uncover. Ancient texts tell us that the world we see is an illusion, a veil of Maya, as the Upanishads describe it. Plato, in his famous allegory of the cave, speaks of prisoners who see only shadows on a wall, believing them to be reality, until one breaks free and beholds the true world beyond. This allegory mirrors the journey of the awakened one, someone who realizes that life as we know it is merely a projection, a dream within a dream. The Buddha, upon his enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, did not speak of gaining anything new. Instead, he described shedding layers of ignorance, as if peeling away a mask that had always obscured the truth. Laozi, the legendary sage of Taoism, taught that the path to true wisdom is not about accumulation, but about letting go. To attain knowledge, add things every day. To attain wisdom, remove things every day. Even the mystical traditions of the West hint at this same truth. The Gospel of Thomas, a lost scripture of early Christianity, records a cryptic saying of Jesus: "The kingdom of heaven is spread out upon the earth, but men do not see it." What does this mean? It means enlightenment is not something distant. It is here, now, but we are blind to it. Through these ancient teachings, one thing becomes clear: enlightenment is not an escape from this world, but a direct confrontation with reality as it is. The great sages did not transcend suffering by running from it. They transcended suffering by understanding its nature. They did not seek to become something greater. They sought to strip away all illusion until only the truth remained. But if enlightenment is already present, why do so few attain it? What keeps us bound to illusion? And what must we do to awaken? This is where the real journey begins. Imagine you are standing before a vast ocean at night. The water is still, silent, stretching endlessly into the horizon. But beneath the surface, unseen currents swirl, teeming with unseen life. This is the nature of reality. Most of us live on the surface, seeing only the ripples, mistaking them for the whole. Enlightenment is the moment you dive beneath, piercing through illusion, and realizing the boundless depths of existence. But what exactly is this illusion? What keeps us trapped in the surface world? The first and greatest barrier is identification. From the moment we are born, we are given a name, a role, a story. We are told who we are, what to believe, what to fear. These identities become the masks we wear, so convincing that we forget they are masks at all. The ego, the collection of thoughts, memories, and beliefs that we mistake for the self, becomes our prison. We say, "I am this, I am that," never questioning who or what is saying those words. The second illusion is separation. Look around you. Everything appears distinct. Your body, the trees, the sky, the people passing by. But is this division real, or is it merely how our minds perceive reality? Science tells us that everything is energy, that at the most fundamental level there are no boundaries. The sages knew this long before modern physics. The Upanishads declared, "Tat tvam asi," thou art that, meaning you are not separate from the universe. You are the universe. Enlightenment is not gaining cosmic knowledge. It is the dissolving of false boundaries between self and existence. And then there is time, the greatest illusion of all. We live as though life moves from past to future, like a river flowing endlessly forward. But in moments of deep awareness, this illusion shatters. Have you ever experienced a moment so profound, so real, that time seemed to stop? That was a glimpse of the eternal present, the now. Enlightenment is not something to be found in the future. It is the recognition that there is only ever this moment. These illusions, ego, separation, time, are like walls surrounding a hidden garden. The garden has always been there, but we are too lost in our own reflections to see the gate. The great masters did not attain enlightenment. They simply stopped clinging to the illusions that obscured it. But how does one begin to dissolve these illusions? And what happens when the walls finally crumble? The answers lie in the next step of the journey. The moment of awakening is often described as a sudden, earth-shattering realization, like lightning striking the soul. But in truth, enlightenment is not always a dramatic event. For some, it is a gradual unraveling, a quiet dissolution of everything false until only the real remains. But what happens when the illusions dissolve? At first, there is disorientation. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast cliff, looking out over an infinite void. The self you once believed in, your name, your past, your identity, begins to feel unreal, like a character in a dream. Some describe this as terrifying, the ego's last desperate struggle to maintain control. The Sufi mystics called this moment fana, the annihilation of the self. The Zen masters called it satori, a glimpse of reality so overwhelming it shatters all previous understanding. Yet, what follows is not emptiness, but liberation. Without the weight of false identity, there is a profound lightness. Without the illusion of separation, love ceases to be something sought from others. It becomes the very fabric of existence. Without attachment to time, there is no longer fear of death. For what is there to end when one realizes they have never truly been separate from the whole? This is why enlightened beings radiate a deep, unshakable peace. The mind may still experience thoughts, the body may still feel pain, but there is no longer a self at war with existence. The struggle ends, and what remains is clarity. But enlightenment is not an escape from the world. It is a return to it, with new eyes. The Zen proverb says, "Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water." The tasks of life do not change, but the one performing them has disappeared. What remains is presence. This is the great paradox of awakening. Nothing changes, yet everything is transformed. The ocean remains, but now, one is no longer lost on the surface. They are the ocean itself. But enlightenment is not just an idea to be understood. It is an experience to be lived. And this leads us to the final question. How can one walk the path toward true awakening? The answer lies not in theory, but in practice. If enlightenment is already present, hidden beneath illusion, then the path is not about seeking, it is about seeing. The great masters did not give their students knowledge to accumulate. They gave them methods to dissolve the false. So, how does one begin this journey? The first key is awareness. Right now, close your eyes and take a deep breath. Notice the sensation of air filling your lungs. Observe the thoughts that pass through your mind, like clouds drifting across the sky. Who is watching these thoughts? This silent witness, the awareness that observes without judgment, is closer to your true nature than the stories you tell yourself. The practice of mindfulness, taught by the Buddha, is not about controlling the mind. It is about realizing that you are not the mind. The more you observe without attachment, the more the illusion of the separate self begins to dissolve. The second key is surrender. The more we resist life, the more we suffer. The Taoists teach Wu Wei, effortless action, not as passivity, but as deep harmony with existence. Imagine a river flowing through the mountains. It does not fight obstacles. It moves with them, shaping the landscape without force. Enlightenment is not achieved through struggle, but through allowing. Let go of the need to control and watch how life unfolds with a perfect rhythm of its own. The third key is self-inquiry. The great sage Ramana Maharshi offered a single, piercing question to those seeking truth. Who am I? If you are not your thoughts, not your name, not your body, then what remains? Sit with this question. Do not answer it with the mind. Let it dissolve all that is false until only the real remains. But perhaps the most powerful key is presence. We spend our lives lost in the past, worrying about the future, never realizing that reality exists only in this moment. If you wish to touch the truth, return to the now. The great mystic Rumi wrote, "Don't seek water, become thirsty, so that water may rush to meet you." In the same way, stop searching for enlightenment. Instead, become deeply present, and you will see that it has been here all along. Yet, even with these practices, the path is not always easy. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of the ego's desperate attempts to pull you back into illusion. But remember, the obstacles on the path are not separate from the path itself. They are the fire that burns away all that is false, revealing the luminous truth beneath. And so we arrive at the final step. We have spoken of enlightenment as a concept, as a journey, as an experience. But in the end, there is only one thing left to say. Are you ready to awaken? Enlightenment is not a distant goal, not a state reserved for sages meditating in caves. It is not found in books, nor in rituals, nor in the words of any teacher. It is here, it is now. It is the silent awareness behind your thoughts, the stillness beneath all movement, the space in which existence unfolds. You do not need to chase it. You need only to stop running from it. The path to awakening is not about becoming something greater. It is about shedding all that is false. It is about looking directly at reality without distortion, without illusion, without fear. It is the realization that the one seeking enlightenment is the very thing obscuring it. When the seeker dissolves, what remains is the truth that has always been. The ancient masters have left their wisdom like breadcrumbs along the path. The Buddha pointed to it. Laozi flowed with it. Jesus spoke in parables, trying to awaken those who had ears to hear. But in the end, no words can take you there. No belief will deliver it to you. The only way to know enlightenment is to live it, to step beyond the mind's grasping, to surrender to what is, to open your eyes, truly open them and see. And so I leave you with a single question, one that no one else can answer for you. If not now, when?